How you feeling about the weekend, Tyson?
Absolutely 100% confident we're going to smash this motherfucker. 100%.
How do you see it going? Knockout?
Yeah, 100%. I think he's going to give him a boxing lesson and smash him. Stop him around about round 11 or 12. Really confident, honestly. Never been as confident about anything in my life. Billy's going to hit him with a jab, meet him straight with the jab, right in the mouth. Get him. Every time. Ping, ping, ping. You're going to see something really special.
Nice one,
don't make Canelo out to be some killer. He's just a little man with a pair of boxing gloves on. That's all he is. I'm a motherfucking killer. I want to get AJ in the ring and smash his teeth right in for him. The big shithouse dosser. Sign the contract, big boy. Shithouse. Sign it. Let's get it on.
Tyson Fury claims that Billy Joe Saunders will knock out Canelo and Canelo Alvarez is not a killer. We're going to talk about all that and more in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Before I get started, make sure you guys click on TUBEBUDDY. Link in the description for TUBEBUDDY. TUBEBUDDY is an awesome browser extension to help you level up your YouTube content by optimizing your videos. It makes no sense to be uploading on the YouTube platform if you don't want to get seen, you don't want to have your message heard, you don't want views, you don't want to monetize. You know, at least from my perspective, I've been using TUBEBUDDY for years and it's worked out tremendously. I still use it to this day for videos like this, so consider TUBEBUDDY. Now, the clip you heard at the beginning was Tyson Fury being interviewed and asked about his buddy, fellow gypsy, Billy Joe Saunders, and his chances versus Canelo Alvarez. And since you guys heard the clip, I'm not going to say verbatim and reread the quote. You can rewind the video and listen to it again, but I do want to talk about what he said. So, first of all, he's claiming that Canelo Alvarez will be knocked out by Billy Joe Saunders in the 11th or 12th round. That is his prediction. To me, I think that Billy Joe Saunders, his side, his team, his camp, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to frame it as, lacks confidence because they're saying stuff, and there's a difference between exuding true confidence and trying to, you know, have wishful thinking and lift your man up. And that's what it sounds like Tyson Fury is doing. Because for me, if Billy Joe Saunders knocked out Canelo Alvarez, an elite fighter, a lot of people even have him pound for pound on the pound for pound #1 list or #2 or whatever, you know, wherever people have him, depending on each person's individual list, I would be highly suspicious because that's not typically how boxing works, where you can fight guys and struggle and or not look good versus, like, you look at Billy Joe Saunders' last fight with Martin Murray, and he didn't knock him out, and he's just all of a sudden his very next fight, he's just gonna like knock out Canelo. It just doesn't sound likely. You look at Billy Joe Saunders' whole career, most of it was spent at 160. He's not knocking out guys like Chris Eubank Jr. He's not knocking out guys even when he moved up, and he had kind of limited power at 160. Now at 168, Tyson Fury claims that Canelo gets knocked out in the final rounds. For me, seeing is believing. You have to show me that. And I would really like to see if Tyson Fury, if he really believes what he's saying, then I would like to see, hopefully he posts a betting slip with the sports book and puts a heavy wager on Billy Joe Saunders. My fight prediction is quite the opposite. I see very little chance for Billy Joe Saunders to win. I think Canelo is a technician. I think he has more power. He has better big fight experience. I think he's a bit triggered and annoyed by Billy Joe Saunders' antics. So all this, I think this is kind of more mind games. I don't know if it's the gypsy mind games, as Tyson Fury likes to put it. And it doesn't sound genuine to me. You see Tyson Fury and he's initiating chants and like, there's only one Billy Joe Saunders. It's like they're trying to raise him up and raise his level of competition, put him in a good mood, lift his spirits, encourage him, give him confidence. But true confidence typically doesn't need that. Like, let's say Roy Jones. When I think of Roy Jones, I think of Roy in his prime, Mr. Untouchable, Captain Hook. Roy didn't have a huge entourage of people cheering his name you know, that's on his team. Like the fans were cheering for his name, not singing songs and holding hands and, you know, drunken chants and stuff like that. So I don't believe Tyson Fury believes himself what he's saying. Again, who is Billy Joe Saunders at an elite level knocked out? He didn't knock out Andy Lee, Chris Eubank, etc. So you're just gonna pull the trigger and knock out Canelo? Doesn't sound likely. Outboxing Canelo, I think that's still a tough task. As I've said, even if you do pretty well, Canelo has historically done very well with the judges. Plus you're in Texas, so how are you gonna win a scorecard with 3 judges in Texas with Canelo? You know, you would have to be boxing so supremely where there's no other way that the judges could score certain rounds. And I think at best it'll be competitive in certain rounds and things like that. So the other thing he says, it just sounds like Tyson Fury saying a bunch of gibberish to me. Tyson Fury also said that Canelo Alvarez, he's just a small man with gloves and he's no killer. I'm a killer. That part didn't sound believable either. Canelo Alvarez has a storied career. People think he's pound for pound. And, you know, ultimately, we'll see how they look at the weigh-in today. And we'll see how both fighters perform on the night on Saturday. But I think Canelo overall has put up far more impressive and consistent performances than Billy Joe Saunders for me to ever pick Billy Joe Saunders. It really sounds like Tyson Fury is just saying words, but I struggle to believe that he really believes that. He really believes a knockout. I mean, just listen, it just sounds forced. He says 1,000% or 100%. I've never been any more confident of anything else in my whole entire life. That sounds very exaggerated. So out of all things in your 30 years of life, Billy Joe beating Canelo is the one thing that you're that, you know, confident with. He said, I'm really confident, honestly. I've never been as confident as I have in anything in my life. Billy Joe Saunders are going to hit him with the jab, beat him with the jab, straight in the mouth every time. You're going to see something really special. So ultimately, it just looks like hype and trying to sell the fight. People keep saying like Billy Joe Saunders is gonna like kind of stick and move and jab, but the thing is, Canelo's been in there with great jabbers, like guys with great. Kovalev has a great jab, as well as Golovkin has a great jab, and those guys also are bigger, in my opinion, than Billy Joe Saunders, and they definitely carry a lot more power. So it's not like Canelo is hasn't experienced people with great jab. Mayweather, Lada, all these guys have great jabs, right? And he's been in there with that. But you look at Billy Joe Saunders' side, name someone that Billy Joe Saunders fought that you believe has any level of Canelo's best attributes, like the combination punching and the upper body movement and stuff like that. I can't think of anyone that Billy Joe Saunders fought that was quite like Canelo, right? But that's just my opinion. It's not much longer. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'll also use my link in the description to get TUBEBUDDY. We work it. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TUBEBUDDY. I've used TUBEBUDDY for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TUBEBUDDY is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TUBEBUDDY and level up your channel faster. We work it.